Hey YouTube, it's Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, I have finally seen the new Spider-Man Brand New Day, and let me tell you this. I I am completely back on the train of Marvel. This is probably one of the greatest superhero films that we have gotten this entire year. Like this stomps Superman, this stomps Supergirl. This is a really good movie. And one thing I want to touch on is comparing the two movies because those are some of the superhero films we gotten this year, is that I would say one of the things that I've seen with Superman and Supergirl is that the movies were really fast. And I looked online too, and some other people kind of reaffirmed my point with that. It's because I felt like everything was just happening too fast. I wasn't able to actually sit with certain things that happened. Whereas in this movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day, you're actually able to have a good pacing with the movie. I don't know why everyone's saying the movie's like overstuffed and you could like split it up into like two parts or something like that. The movie is perfect as it is. It's about 2 hours long, 2 hours, 17 minutes to be exact. But the pacing for this movie is really good. So whereas if something does happen, you're actually able to feel what happens in that scene. Another thing about this movie is that this is probably one of the first times in a long time where I've actually seen Spider-Man and Peter Parker done well. Now, some people they kind of criticize Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man with him being too serious. Like he was a good Peter Parker, but when it came to him being Spider-Man, he was just really serious. Which hey, those movies were fire. Spider-Man 2 is still one of the greatest superhero films of all time. But I would say with this one is they actually captured not only what Spider-Man is and who Peter Parker is. Because the thing with Spider-Man is that even though he's a strong, like in capable, superhero, he's kind of quirky, funny, and he's a little bit goofy as well too. He tells jokes to people when he's fighting them. And another thing is because I've never been a fan of the Tom Holland one. Anyone after Toby. I just never I haven't cared for it. But after seeing the Spider-Man No Way Home and then Spider-Man Brand New Day, I can I am confident that I can at least see the development of him playing that character. Whereas when I saw Spider-Man Far From Home, he was still kind of a kid. When I see this one, he's actually Spider-Man, if that makes sense. Now, any of the other Tom Holland ones, I haven't seen. I'm not tripping. I'm probably never going to watch them. I'm probably never going to watch them. But I would say the two ones that I have seen, I've actually been pleased with everything I've seen. And another thing is that this movie does actually some good tie-ins. They have the Thunderbolts in there, so again, you can tell that Marvel is giving a little bit of some attention to some of those characters that probably didn't get as much hype or press around them ever since they finished Endgame. So it's good seeing some of those people in there. They also had the Punisher in there. They had Scorpion. I've never seen I don't know why it's kind of taken so long to kind of see some of these villains on screen. So that was decent too. And overall, it's just really good. But the real villain of the movie, which some people will say, is actually the organization that Peter is also working with in a way. And then other people say the real villain is Jean Grey. Now, Jean Grey, she's a part of the X-Men universe. I'm not going to get too much into that, but a lot of the things that she does in the movie, a lot of people did criticize. Personally, if you actually sit back and watch it, it's kind of justified why she would do at least some of the things that she was doing in the movie, especially when you start seeing her backstory and why she is the character that she is within this universe. But there's a lot of things that you can see that Marvel's trying to tie in and build up. And I kind of like how they did it this way because it all felt natural, if that makes sense. It wasn't like it was just a big setup, like, yep, we're showing you this because this is about to happen. It just kind of flowed in naturally. And it makes sense, especially when you start looking at Avengers Doomsday, or if you start looking at some of the work that they're trying to create with Avengers Secret Wars and all of that. It all you kind of get the ball rolling on where Marvel's trying to go with these movies and kind of what they're trying to accomplish. And I see that with the introduction of Jean Grey, that they're potentially gonna make an X-Men. Now I'm a casual and I'm baited by nostalgia. So the 2000s X-Men, that's still my X-Men to the day. Hugh Jackman is still my Wolverine, but you can't have these players, not these players, but these actors play these same characters forever. Eventually, they're going to age out, and there needs to be other people that can take the mantle with that, kind of how they do with Superman, for example. Now, anything that's bad about the movie, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, and I feel like a lot of people try their best to not give a movie like a perfect score or anything like that. But this movie's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. I didn't see anything wrong with the movie. Like I said in the beginning, everything paced and flowed naturally nice. There were some twists and turns in there. There was some comedy. There were some emotional moments that kind of pulls you in where you're like, dang, like I can't believe like this is actually happening to our boy Peter or anything like that. I know some people don't necessarily like the relationship between Zendaya and all of that, and they actually want him to have, his natural love interest, whereas like Mary Jane Watson or Felicia Hardy, who plays Black Cat. And to not to necessarily spoil anything in a way, but we actually might get that. But then at the same time, because of how good the writing was, it kind of makes you want to see where everything kind of goes with the supporting cast that was around, who basically his friends, Ned and MJ as well too. So I'm gonna have to give them their flowers. Marvel did a 10 out of 10 with this. They've been in the lab this year. And this was a blowout movie. If you go to stores right now, you can't even find a Spider-Man shirt. So it's not only connecting to the younger audience as well, but it's also connecting to longtime fans. You also get the Hulk in here too. You get a couple more cameos of some people that are actually being comic accurate to not only the long-term fans, and then also being appealing to maybe newcomers or children or anything like that. So all in all, it's a really good movie. I liked not only the inner conflict that Peter had with what he had going on, but then also how the organization that he was also working with, but also trying to capture people, which are they're kind of mutants, they're special, whatever you want to call it. But I kind of like how everything just played its part, and I would be ashamed that this movie was broken up into parts. It fit perfectly. This is a good movie. If you want to spend some money at the box office, this is the movie you go see. Is it going to be groundbreaking? Is it going to leave you like thinking like, dang, like Obsession or something like that? No, but it's still a good movie at the end of the day. 10 out of 10. I have nothing bad to say about that. Everyone is saying that this is a good movie too, and I have to let you know that they're right. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you seen it? Are you planning to watch it? Or if you thought there was some good or bad things in there, let me know that as well too. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you're new, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Hope you have a good day. Bye.